and the cold start. Let it idle for some time. So on the Odo it is 1609 kilo. Okay, and the Triber fully dusty. I have to do cleaning for that as well. Okay, so it's going to be a casual vlog. Basically, I'm going to talk about what you have to look for if you are buying a second-hand Interceptor. So this one is, so right now the topic is certainly going to be the Interceptor 650. So yep, Interceptor 650 is in the house. And firstly, I want to thank everybody, YouTube, my family members who have been there with me till this while, and ensuring that you are connected, and that is important, and also liking and subscribing to my channel, and also commenting. So appreciate all the comments, the likes that each and everyone are bestowing. So keep it going. Your motivation and encouragement certainly helps me to make more content like this. So coming to the topic, yes, what you have to look for, I guess this is the Interceptor 650. What you have to look for, let me find a good spot. So I think this should be a good spot. Okay. So the Interceptor 650, I think it's firstly, let me talk about the specs of the vehicle. I know by this time you might know all the specs and everything about the vehicle, but I guess the important thing that you need to look for, the important elephant in the room is mainly the parallel twin engine. This is a very smooth and a refined engine, and makes the ride even more enjoyable because of its smoothness. So I think that is the first selling point where anybody wants to upgrade to a 650. Again, second thing is, the build quality of this vehicle is really nice. So there's no fiber part at all. Like, see, everything is metal. So you have a grab handle over here, the back. So what all panels, so like even the cover for the carburetor, that also is metal. So everything on this vehicle is metal and screams premium quality, so which is nice in a way. And also even though it adds up to more weight to it, but it is nice. So on the other side, the vehicle in terms of its quality certainly stands apart. Mainly, just to give you an example, who gives steel braided lines, man, for the brakes? Who does that? So if you see, even the back brake cable has steel braided lines, so which is nice. It is again coated with a plastic coating on the top, but the quality here itself, it talks a lot that it is built nicely. It has a very good braking system. The front brake, I believe it's close to 320 mm. It's a very big one, and also the rear brakes is also very nice. So it has a very good stopping power. Dual channel ABS, slipper clutch, 6-speed gearing, 650cc, close to 47 bhp of power. It has oil cooler, so it doesn't have any gimmicks of air cooling. It has an oil cooler, which is more than sufficient for this bike. I have done close to 700 kilometers on this vehicle. I'll be posting that video separately, and I didn't face any issues at all. No heat, no nothing, and things like that. So from that point of view, really good. It also has a small heat protector. It kind of does the job, but yeah, so that also is available. It comes with the spring loaded gas suspension. It is adjustable, the rear one, and the front is a telescopic unit, a big chunky front telescopic unit. It has this, again, at the end of the day, a classic look. The round headlight, the dual pod analog and slash small digital console, and it also has this very nice and a very practical a grab handle bar which is there, so which is also nice. The main part of the vehicle, if you see, is the tank, so which is again in this color, makes a lot of heads turn, so that is very nice. So this, I feel, is the I guess the English color. So it purely comes across as a from its origin, which is England, but yeah, the color stands across. So enough of the bike. So let me talk about what you have to look for when you're buying a second-hand Royal Enfield Interceptor. So firstly, you need to check, again, this is the basic things, check which year of the vehicle is, and also how many kilometers that it has been driven. So that is important. You need to do the first basic check. Secondly, if your vehicle is, say, 2 years old or maybe 2019 model, I think let's keep that as a base. So in that, check for the kilometers. A person who is selling an Interceptor is only selling it primarily, I feel, is for two reasons. One is either it is too heavy for that person to drive this in the city, or probably that person doesn't have enough time. So that is the first reason. And second thing is probably if there is a need of money or something like that. So I guess this is where the person, especially for a Royal Enfield person, Interceptor person, would be selling this, would be the primary reason. So in that case, the person is very less into the bike, or maybe doesn't want to didn't spend much of time on the bike. So obviously kilometer readings would make a difference, and in that case you also need to know whether the vehicle is maintained very well or not. So Royal Enfield gives a very good maintenance schedule. So this one has close to 10,000 service intervals, so that also is there. So mostly after the first service, you will not you should be seeing somewhere the second service between 7 to 10,000, so that is the range. So if that's not the case, and if the service is still not done, so firstly check the engine oil, which is important. The engine oil's color is something which tells you whether the engine oil is still in the appropriate stage or not. So center the bike, check the oil, and it should mostly be not that dark color. So if you feel it is dark, and also if you see that if it is below this level, so which means that it has never been topped up or it's never been serviced. Second thing is check for the electricals, like for example this one. There is a sensor which is over here. In some cases this wire which is there, it is not put well properly. So this is not a problem with the owner, but I guess this is something which has to do with the manufacturing. So from that point of view, apart from this, check for any other wear and tear on the electricals, on the cables and things like that. So that also is really important, because apart from the steel braided cables, there are other cables also which are running, so you need to make sure that you are checking all those things. So that's number two. Third thing is, again, by the look of the tires, and trust me, these are Pirelli tires, Pirelli Phantom. These are really expensive. So the Pirellis are really expensive. These have a shorter life, and also the wear and tear is also there for these tires. So you need to make sure the threading is proper, and also make sure that the tires are not having any wear and tear or any cracks in this. So that is also important. The other thing is on the silencers. So these not only are visually appealing, but also has a very nice sound to it. But they are also notorious because the first thing which stands out of the vehicle is the silencer. So this adds more width to the vehicle, and because of that you need to be a little careful while you're driving in some narrow lanes or narrow streets. So this first contact when the bike falls are these silencers. So check whether you have any kind of scratch mark on these silencers, so which is very important, because to replace this it's very expensive. So you need to keep in mind that these silencer cost a lot, so check for that. And also second thing is, if the vehicle falls down, apart from the silencers, the other thing which gets contacted are the bar and mounts, and also your front lever, and also the headlight. So this is again very notorious. It tends to break off, and check for any wear and tear over here as well. So this is the initial impressions where you can say that whether your vehicle has been taken care very well, or else was it left like that, and whether it's fallen. So that's one thing that you have to look for. The other thing is, again, go check your service intervals and see how many times the vehicle was been serviced appropriately, and also see whether there was any issues or not. On the paint scheme and also the chrome part of it, that is something that I was very subjective, because yes, considering the Indian weather and the dust, the paint scheme will have some airline scratches, but again, if you do a small Teflon coating or with a polish, it will go off. The same thing with the chrome. It is actually chrome, but because of our Indian conditions and the slush and all, this will slightly fade off. Like for example, over here, this is just, I guess, a slush, but if driven with clean with the solution, it will go off. So that also is there. The other thing is, take a test drive. First thing is, take a test drive. Also check out how the gearing is, how the engine is vibrating, and how the engine sound is coming across. So through that you will get to know whether there is any wear and tear or anything which is unusual when you start the vehicle. So that also is there. One more important thing, again, at the lower part of the vehicle there is the oil sump, and it is, if you see, it's totally exposed, and the wire which goes below the pump, even that is totally exposed. So Interceptor has no it, from a factory point of view, doesn't come with a bash plate. So you have to be careful, people who don't have this. You need to be very careful that you need to check for if there's any damage over here as well, because there is no bash plate, and this vehicle goes fast. So mostly it's been driven on highways or on long journeys. So there is good amount of chance where either a stone or anything can hit the sump case, and there's a crack and something like that. So immediately after you make a decision of purchasing, first thing is, which I'm going to do as well, is put a bash plate and put a trash cut. So that is important. So once when you do all these checks, make sure that you are also having a thorough look at the instrumentation console and also the indicators, all the electronics, whether these are in place or not. The other important thing is also that look for the toolkit, because Royal Enfield gives a toolkit which is a comprehensive kit, and it has a lot of other items where you can access the most of the bike parts. So check for that as well. So these are the small things that you need to look for while purchasing a second hand Interceptor 650. So again, this is not a perfect example because it was there in the family, but again, as I said, if you are looking for a vehicle, take this as a reference and then do these basic checks. It is also suggestible that when you get a nearby showroom, have a check through that as well, because 2019 Interceptor 650 can go between 2.25 to around 2.8. So based on the condition, again based on how you once when you drive it and seriously make a decision over there. So that is something which you can ask for. And when you're investing so much of money, this basic checks and also a comprehensive check from the showroom is necessary. So that's the main thing that I want to talk about. My Interceptor has been fantastic till now. The color is really awesome. I like the features of it, even though it is very basic, but it has everything for a bike that is needed. But now I will be telling you few more things which I don't like about the Interceptor, maybe in another video, because it might lengthen this video. But certainly look out for that video, because there are certain challenges also, or problems I would say, which I would be covering in the other video. So till then, stay tuned, and if you haven't subscribed, please do this. And yeah, see you in the next one. Bye bye.